What's up, everybody? It's Jeffrey Lyles welcoming you to another edition of Lyles Figure Files. Too hyped up, too excited. Had the Dragonfly HasLab all queued up. Just wanted to talk about these amazing Marvel Legends leak lists that came out over the weekend, as well as some listings for some DC Multiverse figures. Hope you all had a great weekend. Let's get into it. Let's see who all is here in the chat hanging out with us tonight on a Monday episode. Eddie Rodriguez, what's going on? Good evening to you. Lawson, what's going on, buddy? 80s kids from the 90s. Yo, Joe. Yeah, turkey, shawarma, lettuce wraps for dinner. Tony Stark and the gang would be proud. You've always wanted to try shawarma since the Avengers release in theaters. Well, how was it? Zero VR. Yo, what up, LMF? How you doing? I'm doing great. Hope you're doing well also. Jay Woods, finally get to catch a live stream. You are here. Welcome, Jay. Good to see you as always. Afton Child, what's going on? James Green. Hey, people, what up? What up, Jeffrey? What's up with you, man? Caesar76 is in the building. How you doing? All right. So, over the weekend, there was a suspicious drop of big news from Marvel Legends. But before we go into that, let's take a look at how this HasLab is going. Because like I said, I'm going to be talking about, as always, the Dragonfly, keeping up to date with it and seeing how this thing is progressing. Right now, it is at 13,558 backers. It's already crossed the 10,000 backer threshold to get made. So we are getting a Dragonfly, getting a Night Force Ripcord. Next up is the Glinda figure. So we're seeing how far along she is coming. Not too far off. I mean, she's moving pretty well, better than I thought, to get that 16,000 backers needed to get Glinda, the Good Witch of the G.I. Joe squad. There's all the cool stuff. So we've got Glinda coming. Ripcord is already locked in. People are speculating just what the heck we're going to see for that third tier. Maybe Colonel Hawk, maybe General Hawk, who knows? But we'll see what's going on. So let's get into this thing. Nathan, how are you, my friend? And let's talk about Marvel Legends, because that's why I think a bunch of you all are here. Anyway, displaying model behavior, dropped the YouTube with a whole bunch of leaks for Marvel Legends. I assume we're going to see some of these in 2023, stretching into 2024. As always, it's not confirmed by Hasbro, so this is just speculation. And some of these names are kind of interesting to me. And they kind of line up with what we've seen from a lot of stuff from Hasbro, so don't be too surprised if this list proves super accurate. First up, it's a series of Wolverine 2-packs celebrating Wolverine's 50th anniversary as a big hero in the Marvel Universe. And the first of these rumored 2-packs is one with him, and first appearance, Armored Psylocke. Now, if you want to be technical, this is Psylocke's first appearance in armored setup. This is when she was under the control of the Hand, became Lady Mandarin. So this whole gender swapping thing isn't new. This is something that's been going on for a while. It's a pretty cool outfit for her. I wouldn't be terribly upset if we got this look, just because it's so unique and so cool. And this might be the Wolverine and then match up with her. Kind of thinks like that would make sense, because this Wolverine in the patch attire, I don't think a lot of people were able to track this figure down. I'm kind of thinking, well, wait till it gets some clearance discount, and then it just kind of vanished. So this might be a cheap and easy way for Hasbro to put out another 2-pack with Wolverine. Kind of ties into that Outback era they're kind of focused on completing anyway. And it's a pretty cool look for Psylocke. She just looks super bad, but I kind of feel like most of us are hoping we get this to actually do the genuine the Hasbro Outback Marvel Legends X-Men squad. This is her armored look that she rocked after she realized, I'm not as formidable as Colossus. I can't take hits and punches like Wolverine. I don't want Sabretooth carving me up anymore. I'm going to get some armor so I can fight on a more physical level, even though I'm not a ninja and I'm not running around fighting like I'm Storm without powers. So this is her. I hope we get like a cool silhouette look so we don't see all of her mass. Maybe they can make that as an alternate head sculpt. That'd be kind of cool. But we're getting really close to getting this Outback squad completed. Of course, we need Colossus without the shirt, just the trunks, the big wrestling belt there. We've got Dazzler almost kind of in this look. Got Havoc almost kind of in this look. He needs that yellow, white as opposed to the blue that we have in this figure. We still need a Storm, so hopefully we'll get that soon. Let's see here. What are y'all saying about this so far? Jitters Diarrhea. Hi, all. What's up? Marcio Marco Garcia. Bro, I love your channel. Keep it up. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, Marco. I think Dragonfly will hit more than 20K. I hope so. That would be great. I want to see everybody who wants to get a shot, and I want to encourage Hasbro to keep pumping up these amazing, stellar Jajo HasLabs. Rodney Sessoms in the building. Good evening, Jeffrey and Group. What's going on, Rodney? M. Beltran is here. What's going on? An 80s kids from the 90s says, Hulk says, smash the like button. Nice. Jay Woods reminds us that 2024 is Daredevil's 50th too. I hope if we can get just one good wave of Daredevil, that would be awesome. A series of 6 figures, 8 figures, if we're really lucky. Hopefully we'll see a comic book Gladiator. That would be really cool. That Elektra in red, also be good. And a brand new built from scratch version of Daredevil. So he's taller than Spider-Man, has all that articulation of the Renew Your Vow Spider-Man, but just looks a little bigger. Maybe a little bit more close in height to that 20th anniversary Captain America. That's so great. Love to see that for Daredevil. Afton Child says, I'm still waiting for the Marvel Legends of Green Goblin from Spider-Man No Way Home. They got leaked. I really hope so. Final battle and win his suit's battle damage. I am still surprised that we don't have a whole wave of these already in stores long ago, but what can you do? Jay Woods is wrong. He said, strike my previous. My bad, 2024 is Daredevil's 60th. Well, that still counts. It's still an anniversary year. I mean, that's right up there what we've been celebrating with the Avengers, with the X-Men. So even more reason to celebrate Daredevil with the wave, maybe a couple retro figures to supplement that as well. But he needs love. Maybe this is where Hasbro decides to double dip and do another Build-A-Figure on Mr. Hyde, one that has a crazier, wilder head sculpt. I think that would work since Mr. Hyde fought Daredevil so often in the day. So we'll see. Glenn Miller, I'm doing awesome. I hope you're doing well too, my man. Marco, what we need, and Dwight said, is a brand new classic Wolverine, all new from scratch. He deserves it. Yeah, I like the height that we've gotten from these Wolverine figures. I love that he's not eye to eye with Cyclops. So hopefully, whatever engineering, whatever tooling they do keeps him short, because I always thought that was a cool, impressive part about Wolverine. He's not a towering giant. He's small, but he doesn't care. All right, so let's see here. So let me get back into it. You guys are asking questions that I think will be answered soon with more of these leaked names and so forth. So another 2-pack that is anticipated is coming, supposedly, is Civilian Wolverine. This is from Classic X-Men. This is a classic look of Civilian Wolverine. Got the hat, got the fur jacket. We've sort of seen this in the Sentinel 2-pack with Wolverine. So I think this is another one that makes a lot of sense. Hasbro puts this back in circulation without having to get a 12-inch Sentinel, even though I think a lot of people would love that anyway. And he is going to be packed with Lilandra. And she's really important to me as an X-Men fan, as a super fan of Dark Phoenix Saga. We need Lilandra to sick the Imperial Guard on the X-Men. And you see her that she's saying in this one, Reed Richards must die because he helped keep Galactus alive, and then Galactus did Galactus things. We've got a scroll in the background. We've got Gladiator, so we can complete this set, this image right here, if we do, in fact, get Lilandra. I know a lot of you all did a customization off that Silver Saber figure. Silver Saber is a totally different character. I really hope they don't do that and give her a brand new buck, a new mold, maybe using parts of that Shriek body because that's the most articulated, best one for figures, and then just throwing some armor pieces. You can see most of her outfits black anyway, so I think if they just put new pieces on her, that will work just fine. So hopefully we'll see that. And then, let's see, because you guys are asking, another 2-pack coming is Jim Lee Sabretooth. And I know we've seen one before, but I never really liked how they implemented this. This is a really good take. Brett Booth drew this, so it's not a Jim Lee official version, but it really looks great. Shows off that costume. Here's what we got before from Hasbro with the Jim Lee attire Sabretooth. And it's too bulky in the weird places. It's not a great looking body. I think for Sabretooth, for that Jim Lee mold, this Age of Apocalypse Sabretooth is more what we were expecting, which of course means this original Sabretooth that they just released last year needs an improvement anyway. This one's too small, too slender. Head sculpt was kind of off, and I prefer a much better version of this. So let's get that Jim Lee Sabretooth, update him, and then get the original version because we desperately need that one too. And the 2-pack Wolverine is set to come with him. is Team X Wolverine. Now, this is when Maverick, and Victor Creed were that Secret Service group, and they've got these black outfits, tons of pouches. Guess which era they were created in? And it's got a little visor action going. Now, this is not a new figure from Hasbro. They've done the Marvel Universe taking this outfit, so we've seen that already. I assume we'll get this version, probably, hopefully, with swappable hands, so we don't have the claws sticking out and just use his gun and do his Punisher thing, if that's allowed for them. So that's another one. And another two-pack, because you guys were asking, is Patch. And he's going to come with Joe Fixit. And I know you guys were saying, what's up with this? And let's see here. Digital Diarrhea. Have they ever made a good Patch Wolverine? Hopefully this is true, and we'll actually see this good Patch Wolverine in a two-pack with Joe Fixit. I think this will be a really fun set. Them rocking their James Bond look, and Patch with the tux, Mr. Fixit in the tux. That'd be really cool, and we'll love to see how that would play out. Jermaine Wilkins says, what is the best, less-known team in Marvel? What a question. Let's see. I know it's the best, less-known team. I don't know. I think the best teams are kind of mentioned in some regard. Maybe Weapon X. That was a team featuring Havoc back in the day when they were like really experimenting, and Havoc from our regular universe got transported to kind of an Age of Apocalypse kind of look. I said Weapon X. That's wrong. Was it Team X? Yes. Okay. So this is the team, and they were kind of cool, and their whole makeup was different, unique from what we normally see. And of course, I can't pull it up because that would be too easy. Let's see here. But it was a really fun team, and wow, Google's not cooperating whatsoever with me. But anyway, let me see if I can pull it up this way. All right. I'll have to come back to it, but that's the team that I think would be really cool to see in figure form. Caesar76 said, I need Wolverine and Mr. Fixit. Hopefully we'll get that. That'll come to peace. Frustrated Fan Sports Show. I think I missed all the news, but still here to support. Thank you. I appreciate it. Nobody Home Figures. Still en route. Still supposedly coming. Jay Woods. Daredevil 3-pack 60th idea. Old School Villains, Gladiator, Mr. Fear, and Jester. That would be a great set. I feel like Daredevil needs a whole set, like a whole wave and a Build-A-Figure, because he has so many characters beyond Kingpin, Bullseye, Typhoid Mary, Elektra. Let's get in more of those characters. Put a Stick figure. I mean, people watch the Daredevil Netflix shows. They know who Stick is. Throw him in there too. How about Garrett too? That would be fun. Ken Robinson, what's up? Nice Batman shirt. It's a fake out. It's actually Black Panther rocking the Batman silhouette. I love it. This came out during Civil War when they were like, let's put Black Panther out there to the masses. Now Black Panther is officially out there for the masses. Nathan says, man, I need a new Adam Warlock comic book figure. Yes, I'm assuming you're talking about old school, not the amazing run that he had with the Guardians of the Galaxy. We need that one so we can get more of the Infinity Gauntlet team coming together. Frustrated Fan Sports Show. This is why they should have not have stopped the 90s TV box set. Melandra would have been great. Yeah, I'm okay with them stopping those because I want her in her more comic book look before they go back to the comic for the cartoon cell shaded look. Let's get her classic look. And I'm kind of thinking this is an opportunity for them to do Melandra and then do Professor X in his big helmet outfit later on, because you know that's coming. Because we have just about everybody from that cover anyway. And there's one guy missing, and you kind of feel like eventually Hasbro's not going to leave that just hanging loose. We got to get him in here. So let's pop him up real fast. Professor X chilling with that big helmet there. I mean, that seems like it'd be a really cool look anyway. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just need him. Wolverine, of course, came in that single edition solo pack, so we'll see them soon. And I'm assuming we're going to see that Professor X later. Is it pronounced Lilandra or Lilandra? Dude, I don't even know. I'm going to go with Lilandra just because that's the way it looks, but I don't think we ever really know until we hear a comic book or until we watch a cartoon or a movie. Case with the live action X-Men movies, we don't count those at all. So I don't remember how they said it in the cartoon, but whichever way works for you, it works for me. Kim Robinson, dude, Sabretooth is long overdue. It's funny because he's had 3 figures and only one of them is really good. So hopefully we start getting better Sabretooth figures, one that makes a lot more sense than the ones we've gotten before. Sabretooth on the Caliban buck, says Jay Woods. I think for this version of Sabretooth, that makes sense and that works. We've seen Puff Adder using that mold again. Maybe this is a good time. And again, in the comic book, we had Sabretooth fighting Caliban on that. So that would kind of make sense. Let me see if I can pull that one up very easily. A lot easier than that Havoc and his team. I think their sizes are pretty much comparable anyway. So they did that. Whew. Some of that X-Men art from the 90s is kind of wow. It's wild. Let's see here, because I'm sure you're not going to get a good sense of this scale. But here you go. These are those two fighting. And Sabretooth definitely looks like he's right up in there with Caliban. Maybe not quite as big, but I'll work with it. I think I'll allow it. So yeah, that could work as a buck for him. James Green, yes! Sabretooth finally, if it happens, fingers crossed. Yeah, that's definitely one of those. I don't know, but that would be a fun figure. Awesome, says Nathan. And Jay Woods with the Stone Cold Steve Austin exclamation on it. Oh, heck yeah. And Kim Robinson, that's Black Panther on the shirt. Not Batman. No. Ken Robinson, Midnight Suns, a sleeper team. Yes, we got Blade. Yeah, they were a really fun group. I had that old school 90s poster when they were getting all those teams over. That would be a really cool team to see done. And of course, because they decided to throw in and use that name for the video game, it's crossing all these lines and getting all funny with it. But here is the Midnight Suns that Ken and I are both talking about. Whoops, not you. The full image. There we go. The small size. There we go. It's got Hannibal Lecter. We got Blade. We got Morbius chilling in there. Really fun characters. They would be really cool to see as well. Alpha Flight is a team, in my opinion. Yeah, and I would have said Alpha Flight, but I was thinking figure first. So, yeah, Alpha Flight's really good. They have really fun adventures, and they've got a really solid team of characters. Still need Box. I think he'd be really good. Get him in red and blue. So, yeah, I want to see them going. Daniel, hey, what's up? Chat, how are y'all? Hopefully, we're all doing fine and good. Tom Finn, 2018. Yes, definitely on Astonishing Wolverine. We kind of need that because we've got Cyclops, we've got Emma Frost, we've got Kitty Pryde. We probably need a better version of Cat Beast now, a newer version of Colossus. But yeah, Astonishing Wolverine is definitely well overdue now. And Jay Woods, the best lesser-known team for me was the Champions. Really good squad. Thank you so much, Quamel. Mutant X was the book that I was trying to think of. I knew X was in the title, and I was like, what is it? Thank you. So I love you guys out here in the chat world with me. When my memory goes a little askew, you guys are right here to bail me out. But yeah, you next. Fun squad, fun team. Really cool looks for these characters that I think would be really great to see in figure form. Of course, we need a new Havoc, but yeah, that would be a really great squad to throw up in there, and they would make for some really fun characters. You're With Me Too was a great comic. Those are those sneaky ones back in the day when they were just trying and experimenting with stuff, and it was like, here's another one, and I liked it, and of course, I got disappointed when they canceled it. Such is the life of a comic book reader. Jamian, Daredevil needs a villains 5-pack. Yes. Which 5 would you put in there? James Green, did I see the Craven trailer? I saw the Craven trailer, and I don't understand what's so hard about making these characters the right way, and I don't understand why he didn't even have an accent, because I mean, in the actual deal in Avengers, he has an accent, but for whatever reason, we can't get an accent for Craven the Hunter. I'm sitting here pulling up the trailer, just trying to see if I can find that poster again. But whew, boy, it was a doozy. Yeah, I was not really feeling it. Let me know what you thought, because you know that final image is just a fake out one that we're not actually going to see in the movie at all. Tom Finn, 2018, I read Champions #1 so often as a kid, it was about ready to fall apart. Yeah, that was a good team. So they're slowly, maybe, kind of getting there to filling out that team a little bit better. I would love to see that because they were a good squad and such a random collection of great Marvel characters that I love to see them. Let's go on to the rest of this list here. So, according to the rumors, a new Herald Thor is coming, which is kind of weird because we just got this figure like a wave or so ago, and I thought it was a pretty good figure. Now the on the listing on this leak list, it says it's darker outfit. I haven't read this arc, so maybe there's a little change here where this Thor here doesn't have the bands around the armor plating on his arms, and he has the helmet. Maybe that's what we're gonna go with. The skirt piece is more traditional with Thor, so you see that it's got this little section here, and maybe that's what we're gonna go with. The gauntlets are the same deal, it's just bare arms, so maybe that's what they're gonna go with for it. But I don't know. That doesn't really excite me. Let me know what y'all think about that. Marco, bro, you know what I'm waiting. Defenders rumored wave. Street Heroes, Luke Cage. Hopefully comes with Iron Fist. We need a blade. I'm right there with you. We desperately need those. Glenn Jackson, we need Destiny to complete the Brotherhood. Yes. And that's not really complete to me. I need the other three as well. Hypersleep Dialogue says Daredevil villains always get shafted. And I don't know why. Daredevil's got really cool looking villains, and he's such a staple Marvel character. You'd think that maybe not having 40 villains like Spider-Man, but we'd at least have 10 of his top villains. Just weird. Ocean Views 888. I just joined the live. Thank you for coming aboard. Appreciate it. Hypersleep Dialogue says, and it's unreal we haven't had Stick yet. Yeah. Glenn Miller says we need the owl. Yes. Hypersleep Dialogues, Lady Bullseye would be cool. So awesome in the Brubaker run. I'm trying to remember. I thought way back when we at least saw a Lady Bullseye figure from Hasbro. I do not think that figure actually got released to the masses. It was one of those things they showed us, but then we're never going to get that. And in fact, I was correct. Action Figure Picks does have the image that we saw the figure. This is way back in the day when Hasbro was trying to figure out what the heck they were doing with Marvel Legends. You see this old buck, whichever way you can go with it. But I think that design looks pretty cool and better than some of the other. Let's just call these villains the lady version and call it a day. I think that outfit looks pretty cool. And I wouldn't mind seeing that in figure form either. Ocean Views 888 says, I kind of wish they would give us more Iron Man villains. Yeah, I mean, Iron Man still has a slew of villains that would make a ton of sense. Highlighted, headline, of course, by Crimson Dynamo, who desperately needs a new figure or needs a better, more comic book accurate version. I know we got that Builder figure one in the Black Widow wave, and I'm like, that's not the Crimson Dynamo I wanted. And I feel like a lot of you wanted that regular classic comic book version too, but so many Iron Man villains to go through. Digital Diarrhea says, how about Alpha Flight? Yep, for sure. All right, so here we go. Hypersleep Dialogue says, Owl, Gladiator, Jester, Mr. Fear. None of them have ever had a figure in Marvel Legends. Thankfully, we got Stiltman, though. Yeah, I still need to finish completing getting all the parts to make him. So far, I have like 6 or 8 legs for the various hand ninja figures I have, but I need to complete the rest of them. It's so wild. Ocean Views 888 says, yeah, we need more Punisher and Daredevil villains for sure. Sure. Jamie, we need a new Havoc. I'm kind of like that too. I like the one that we have kind of as a stand-in, but I felt like they messed him up on purpose with the blue energy blast just so we could still hold off and wait till we finally get the one that I think a lot of us actually wanted with the white, pure white, and maybe even yellow. Because I feel like, why did we get this version? That didn't make a lot of sense. And the figure does look cool, and it's got some really great accessory pieces, but man, I really wanted just the regular non-blue circles in there. All right, so let's see. Thank you so much, Kamel, for that help, by the way. Appreciate you. James Carpenter, what's up? How about the 90s Alpha Flight? Yes, I'm all about the Alpha Flight. Any versions they want to do, I'd be happy to get them. I love another box set that made it super easy to have a team completed. I feel like they should do that more often. I know we've got that really good X-Men villain set, Spider-Man and his villains, but I wouldn't mind them just knocking out a 5-pack of villains. Marauders, maybe. That would be really great. Frustrated Fan Sports Show. New Next is the only Havoc book. Thank you. I totally just had a complete brain wipe on that. Rodney Sessoms. I'm hoping Marvel will get the rights to ROM the Space Knight. Marvel does have some sort of rights to ROM. I said this a couple weeks ago now, I think, but they do have them. They're going to print out some old comics. I would hope and assume that the Hasbro team is like, please let us just do one Ron the Space Knight figure for our Marvel Legends line, and then we'll never bother you again for the rest of the year. So hopefully, I'd love to see that as a figure. 80s kid from the 90s, classic yellow maroon Daredevil would be great. Yeah, so there's two right there. Classic red, yellow and red version, two figures in the wave. Then we just fill it out with Al, Jester, etc. It'd be really easy to do. Henry G, we need a new Angel Legends ASAP. Yes. Ocean Views 888 says, "What up with Luke Cage and Iron Fist? Not soon enough. I don't understand why we've had to wait so long for him, but he's not getting here to us at all." Afton Child, I really hope Hasbro to make a Marvel Legends 2-pack with Tigra and Moon Knight from Jed McKay Moon Knight comic run. I haven't read this run yet, but I think you mentioned this a few times. It's really good, so I need to read it so I can talk and discuss about it with you some more. Kid Robinson, man, right, where's my boy Luke Cage at? He's hiding. Can we get more civilian characters? Well, I don't care so much about needing civilian characters because I just get them from random other lines, and that's where going to Ollie's, getting cheap figures really helps in terms of 6-inch figures. Sometimes you can kind of push Star Wars Black Series figures for civilian characters depending on your setting, but there's some options. All right, let's see here. Let's keep going on with the rest of these characters on this rumored list, because I think a lot of y'all are going to be happy with some more of these reveals. Deluxe Angel finally is coming to the line. And you guys know I am so excited about getting Angel because I love this outfit. I love the red and yellow halo, and then the yellow gloves, yellow boots. And this is right around the time where Cyclops has left the team. So we get an old school veteran character to replace him. And Warren Worthington III really needs a new figure. I still got my Brad Pitt lookalike head sculpt sitting because he would collapse the shelf of my Marvel Legends. But I'm so happy with this rumored news that he's going to be coming in this red halo look. And because this scene, the shot right here, all about the Dark Phoenix saga. I need this completed all the way in figure form. Right now, I've got Cyclops. Got Jean Grey. Don't need her in the robe look. I still need this beast. I mean, this guy's important. And he works with the Avengers. He works with the X-Men. So we really need this smaller scale, happy-go-lucky version of Beast. Got Nightcrawler. Got Wolverine. Got Storm. I still need Colossus in this powered down look. Got Professor X. Got Gladiator. The rumors are true. We got Lilandra covered too. And now we're going to get Angel in this classic look. And I love this because it opens up the possibility later on for the blue version that can be part of the Defenders. And then we've got another team that's kind of in the works rolling along. But yeah, really, really happy with this news. What do you guys think about that? Rodney, he says, yeah, Blue Wing variant. I want that one too. I mean, he's overdue because we need that one. And then with the blue variant, then hopefully they'll throw in the head sculpt with the blue skin tone to match up with how he looked in Joe Mad's version of X-Men, where he lost his metallic wings, had the old school classic feather wings. Lots of variations for them to do with this. So hopefully that will come really soon. Ken Robinson, I just want a red Daredevil head with hand wraps. Yeah, like the Toy Biz version, which was really cool. Ocean Views 888. Why don't we get any characters related to Namor? I have no idea. I am befuddled why we don't have Atuma in figure form. Why no Namorita? I mean, these are characters that should seem really obvious, especially after their inclusion in Black Panther Wakanda Forever. I just felt like, all right, where are they coming? They're in the movie. Where's their comic book figure version? So still waiting. 80s Kids from the 90s says we need better versions of Dynamo, Titanium Man, and Ironmonger. I really just need Dynamo because I don't think Marvel Legends can top that amazing version from Marvel Select. He's solid, and I don't need a better one. Ironmonger could probably use a better version, but I would love to see Marvel Select just tackle him because for big armored characters like that, I don't need the hyper articulation. I just need functional articulation. Marvel Select is pretty good on that front, and I think that would work. I mean, they would scale it better anyway. Kedrick, what's up? Have you heard about Captain America 4 movie? It got delayed to July of next year instead of May of next year. so many delays. And with this writer strike going, who knows how long that will actually be. I'm really excited about it. So it seems like the Serpent Society is going to be in there. So hopefully that means a few more of them will get worked into figure form from the comic book look. So fingers crossed on that. Robert's Infinite Realms, Daredevil villains. I love a better Typhoid Mary. She's underrated. Hopefully with the John Romita super crazy hair. I think the one we got was okay, but I want more of that classic look too. Danny, what's your lineup for the No Way Home? Who'd you pick as a Build-A-Figure? It seems like the lineup is the 3 Spider-Men, Mary Jane, Green Goblin, I believe, Electro, and I think that's the 6th Build-A-Figure. I guess Lizard. I think he makes the most sense just in terms of making him bigger and cobbling together the parts to make him a big lizard. So that's probably my bet. Kidder, I'm not going to answer your question about Flash. I want to give everybody a chance to watch the movie before I start talking spoilers. Ocean Views, new Adam Warlock would have been the right move for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I assume, yeah. I don't know why we didn't see that figure. I thought that was another no-brainer. I'm really glad we have a classic Yondu figure, but I was kind of thinking we would see Adam Warlock pop up in that wave, but I guess with the movie, and I guess whenever it comes to home video, there's another window to reveal that figure, probably another Target exclusive, but that's okay. Ken Robinson actually said Rom recently appeared in a Marvel book. Thanks. I'm not reading so much Marvel. It's kind of crazy right now. I'm just like, you guys figure out what the heck you're doing, and I'll come back later. Like, I just saw this promo for Iron Man and Emma Frost getting married, and Miss Marvel, who died a few minutes ago, is now sitting on Stature's shoulder, and it's just a mess. Sci-Fi George, New Warriors, absolutely. Texas Rangers, Great Lakes Avengers, Defenders, X-Men, Winter Guardians, Soviet Super Soldiers, UFOs, Salem 7, Dark Riders, yeah, Nasty Boys, Slingers. Slingers would be fun. Red Ghost and the Super Apes, yeah. Frustrated Fan Sports Show. Civilian characters to me pushed back some of the other characters that fans really want. Yeah, I kind of agree with you because I don't want, a whack figure just to have one. Like, there are really key civilian characters that I'd be happy to see in the line. Like Rick Jones, for example, he would be one that I'd be totally happy getting in figure form. Aunt May, of course, Robbie Robertson. There's some really key civilian characters, but I don't need just random ones just to keep putting them out into the wave. I think a lot of those characters will fit in just fine with a Spider-Man dedicated solo wave. Marco, Moon Knight with gold details in his suit. Awesome design from his era in West Coast Avengers. Yeah, I want that one for sure. Please, Hasbro, give us the Armored Mandarin from Acts of Vengeance. Yeah, Glenn, I'm with you. I feel like of all the ones that they're maybe concerned about, hey, this look is a little offensive. It doesn't really fit in with our more PC culture. I think that version is so armored up and does not carry any negative connotation to it. It's just looking cool in his outfit. And he works as a villain fighting a bunch of people because that includes the Avengers, not just Iron Man. So let's show him here, taking on the one and only Captain America. But this outfit should work just fine. And it's comic book themed anyway. So I think that's legit enough for us. As long as it got the rings hanging in there, that would work. And I'd be happy with that. Ocean Views 888 says, just give us the whole classic X-Men team and not just Angel. Yeah, I want the better version of them in their original school outfits too. I think that would make for a really simple, obvious box set from Amazon later on down the road, but I don't know what's going on with them. Jay Woods, all right on Angel. I pray they dry brush the wings. They need to. They can't just be plain white. That wouldn't be fun at all. Hypersleep Dialogues. Mutant Massacre Air Marauders 5-pack would be the best in my opinion, and I am right there with you on that one. Let me see if I can pull up one of my all-time favorite comic book panels. It was just so, oh my gosh, these guys are crazy killers. What are they doing? And gosh, oh, here it goes. Perfect. I found it. I was really hoping this would be an easy one to find. And I feel like, is this 5? I think maybe it is. So let's see here. If I can pull this up a little wider so we can all see it. There we go. Yeah, this exactly here would be my 5-pack. Be Scalp Hunter. We got Vertigo already, so she's covered. Harpoon, Arclight, Scrambler, and Riptide. Those would be my 5-pack of Marauders right there. And it would be so cool and so amazing to get them in a 5-pack from anyone. Amazon, Entertainment Earth, whoever. I'm buying it right away. Ken Robinson, man, that Angel is going to be so good if done right. Yes, I mean, we have waited way too long to get a better Angel. He's been sitting around, like I've had that figure from Toy Biz for so long. His wings are heavy. You need a super stand to keep him upright, because if he doesn't, he topples over everything. Classic Man Ape and Comet Killmonger. Yeah, we need those guys for sure. Angel will also complete original champions. Will he? I thought he had a different look for that. I thought his look for champions was more of his suspenders version attire. Pull that up real fast. I thought that was not his look, but let me check. Yeah, he's got more of a little bigger, wider look there. They went a little more colorful with this look for Angel at that point in time. That's what Angel would look like in Champions. So we do sort of kind of, I mean, he would just, of course, fill in the gaps for that team, but if we want a Champions there, we're going to need a different outfit for him. And James Greens, we need a beast in his brown and yellow X suit for sure, because we got X Factor Cyclops, and I don't understand why they started that team and then we're like, okay, good luck. I guess we have Archangel, and we probably need a bigger, buffer version of him just to fit alongside Cyclops a little more. He's too small and too skinny. I want a bigger one of him, so we'll get some new wings for him and just make him bigger. Need that classic Cyclops look. Man, I hate to go, you should pay all this money, but the version they did with the cell shading on Cyclops, such a great figure. It's one of my all-time favorite Marvel Legends figures, and if they don't release him that same way for an updated version, it's not going to be worth it to me. JC the Great, have you seen the new Kraven trailer? Yes, I have. Kumail, X Factor Investigations crew would be nice. Yep. Ocean Views 888, give us a classic Odin and more Thor characters. I don't know why we haven't seen them. Afton Child, I also really want Hasbro to make and do the movie version of Carnage from Venom. Let There Be Carnage. Frustrated Fan Sports Show, No Way Home Wave will include Jamie Foxx Electro. Yes. Hypersleep Dialogues, Marvel Select makes the best larger figures. Yep. They do. I mean, it's just, they have the format. And I think Odin is another character that would work really well for Marvel Select. He doesn't need super articulation either. He just needs to be able to go like this, gesture with his Spectre, and just hang out and maybe be able to sit on a throne. That's all I need from an Odin figure. Robert's Infinite Realm says Hasbro could do ROM and Legend Scale, licensed to print money easily, especially for those of us who remember him back in the day in the Dire War. Hypersleep Dialogues. I have Abomination and Juggernaut Select with my Legends, and they look perfect. Yeah, I kind of like the Marvel Legends Juggernaut, but Abomination looks really cool. We need a Spider-Man Rami Wave. Who all would you put in there? Stacy Hatch, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Super chat does whatever Super Chat does. Have a good night. My night is even better now. Thank you so much, Stacy. We need a new vision for sure. I keep clamoring about this. Glenn and I are talking all the time. Does that Marvel Select work? Not really. I want a better one for Marvel Legends and just all around better, that he can stand right alongside that 20th anniversary Cap, Hawkeye, now that better version of Hawkeye, the Iron Man, the Thor, and just standing tall looking cool, because we really need one for him. 80s Kids from the 90s says Bucky and Battlestar figures would be nice too. Yeah, for sure. I'd buy it. Robert's Infinite Realms. That 5-pack would be pure fire. Absolutely. Literally, his harpoon is stabbing away at some poor Morlock. Randall, what's going on? I would love to see the Walter Simonson Armored Thor and the Warriors 3 Civ Odin. Yes, I mean, for real. I don't know why we don't have that version of Thor yet. I feel like that's an obvious variant that we haven't gotten. And it's just like, yo, him, the Warriors 3, Balder, so many characters. But yeah, for sure. Ocean Views 888 says, I would love Thunderbolt Ross just like they did the 2-pack Grey Hulk. Yes. That would be a fun figure too. Kedrick, do you remember the toys for X-Men Evolution? I remember when I was a kid, I had this talking Cyclops toy. I don't remember those. I'm sure I didn't get them because at the time I was like, why'd y'all cancel the X-Men show that I did enjoy? I kind of hold bad grudges, but that was definitely one in that case. Tom Finn 2018. Angel only had a different look early on in Champions. Oh, thank you. Because I thought he had that look through the whole run. And of course, if I just looked a little bit closer, I pulled a Marvel Legends team squad. I looked at the first picture that came up on Google. And now you're right. Here it is. Not that I doubted you, but yes, he's rocking the classic yellow gloves, yellow boots. So yeah, that would work just fine for our Champions look. Thank you so much, Tom Finn. Jay wants to know where's Balder. He is hanging with Waldo. I don't know where either of these two are. He went back to red and white later on. Thanks, Thompson. I appreciate it. And sometimes it may not translate well, but I really do. I'm not being sarcastic. Ocean Views 888 is with me, Swordsman and Man is 2-pack. We need that right away. VHS Hulk Wave. Only if we get the UFOs in there. Oh, no, Kindred. Speaking of stands, the Hawkeye and Sky Cycle stand is not a good stand for the vehicles from what I've heard. That's not good because the stand is like a huge selling part of that Sky Cycle. And I was going through my Marvel Legends pile of stuff. And apparently I have 2 Sky Cycles from Toy Biz, so that's exciting. So I could put Captain America on one, Hawkeye on the other, and I think that'll be really cool to see. Jamelin says, hey, Jeffrey, I noticed that they were absent from the list, but do you think we'll be getting any more Gen X anytime soon? In short, no. This is what Hasbro keeps trying to do. They start a team, totally forget about a team. How long has it been since we've seen new Thunderbolts added to the line? Alpha Flight really could be completed with just a few more figures. X-Factor, X-Force, Ditto. It's like they have this attention span where they're really dialed in on something and then they just kind of lose interest, which is so weird. The Inhumans are another team like that too, where they just start enough to get you excited and thinking about, oh, this is going to be so fun. We've got Chamber, we've got M, we've kind of got a Banshee that can work in there too. And then we're sitting around waiting for years for them to add some more figures. I really hope that's not the case. I think maybe more of those figures from Gen X could fit in a box set, and maybe that's why they're holding out, because they've established one body and one female mold, one male mold in the classic costumes. So maybe they do sync and put him in as another figure standalone. Then they could do a box set. I really hope so. I don't like when they start a team and then they don't finish it. Kindred, Hasbro did a bunch of X-Men figures to celebrate the Fox X-Men films, but never did like the Michael Fassbender, Magneto, James McAvoy, Professor X, Beast, and Mystique in their first class outfits. It seems like a box set. I wonder if they get back around to it, because I love First Class. I was so excited with that movie. Like, okay, X-Men, let's do some better movies. And then it's kind of, we had Apocalypse, we had Dark Phoenix, and was like, nope, let's get it back to Marvel Studios, please, and right away. Ocean Views 888. I wonder, can Marvel Select make a Giant Man Ben Foster? Now, I'm kind of hoping in this case, Marvel Legends takes them one, because they can do a 12, 14-inch figure through Pulse, through, special select outlets like Amazon or Entertainment Earth, and scale them up right and just use that mold over and over for all those multiple giant characters they still need to do. Goliath 3, Atlas. I mean, there's so many giant characters they should be doing, and I don't want to see Marvel Select do them, because I haven't seen Marvel Select do like a 12-inch figure, and if they can't do that kind of scale, it's not going to look good. Maybe they could do Goliath since he's 10 inches basically, but I still would think Marvel Legends is the way to go there. Jay Woods, please don't forget to hit the like. Thank you, Jay. Daniel, do you recommend the Marvel Legends Retro Apocalypse or the Diamond Select? Probably the Diamond Select. I kind of like the original Apocalypse they put out, the deluxe one, more than I do the retro one. That retro one is definitely, if you're more into the cartoon aesthetic, the Diamond Select is more of a classic comic book look. E-Templar Hunter says, it's official, Jeffrey. I'm finished with Legends. I've got everything I want for my collection, and I've moved on to G.I. Joes. Even got my brother to collect and gave him Snake Eyes yesterday. It's like you are a pusher, giving anybody a G.I. Joe Classified Series figure and go, here, hope you could only like just one figure and never want any more. I mean, that's not going to happen. It's going to be just like, oh, give me all the G.I. Joe Classified Series figures. A-Bomb Marvel Select. He would be a really good choice for that. That would be something that I think if he were a Build-A-Figure, a lot of people are like, come on, nobody asked for him. But Marvel Select does him. He's big, got everything covered. I was never really a fan of A-Bomb. I just like, look, keep Rick Jones as Rick Jones. But yeah, this would be a great use for Marvel Select and their big figures. Frustrated Fan Sports Show says we need an Isaiah Bradley in his Captain America suit. I believe I've heard that kind of circulated as a rumored character, so maybe so. After Child, I would really like to have a 12-inch Yellow Jacket and 12-inch Wasp when they're turning giant. Jamelin says, didn't they announce Simonson Thor coming soon? I don't think so. If they did, I may have forgotten it. Glenn Miller says, speaking of Acts of Vengeance, how cool would it be to get a box set of the original K-Ball of Loki, Mandarin, Magneto, Wizard, Kingpin, Doctor Doom, and Red Skull? Let's see. We've got really good versions of Kingpin and Doctor Doom and Red Skull. I guess Red Skull could get that suit that he was rocking there. Loki's pretty decent. I know a lot of people don't like how that figure turned out, but I don't really have a lot of problems. Magneto probably needs a better mold, maybe the US agent or the Spider-Man UK figure. I don't know. I feel like Magneto needs a better version, better head sculpt. He just needs a lot of work, kind of taking a lot of cues from the Mafex version, which is so much better, just a lot more expensive. Rodney, Doc Samson, and a new Red She-Hulk would be welcome additions to Marvel Legends. I think you're right. Those would be really fun figures, and Red She-Hulk definitely needs a better one than that one that we got a while ago. Hypersleep Dialogues. Jeff, do you think the Mephisto from Spirit of Vengeance HasLab tiers will ever see the light of day? No. I think they deliberately chose that look, that more modern version, so in case the HasLab didn't work, they could do the classic one, do the pixie boots, more pink skin tone. I think that was really intentional, just in case it didn't fund. That way they can still be like, hey, we promised that version of Mephisto would never come out in figure form, but we didn't say the classic version would not. And I hope that that's also why they went with those versions of Damien Hellstrom and for Madeline Pryor, hopefully. Hayden TCM2 says Blade versus Deacon Frost face-off 2-pack would be awesome. Yes, I'd be all about that. I mean, when I think of Blade, I think of Wesley Snipes. I know comic book, but yeah, that's what I think of. Deacon Frost would be really fun too. Ocean's 888, Marvel Select Thunder. Hey, did you not get the Marvel Legends version? I thought she was pretty good. Kind of worked just fine for me. 86 from the 90s. I'm waiting on Uncanny Wolverine and Cyclops. Which ones? Because they put out 2 good figures of those two. So I don't know. Robert's Infinite Realms. I think they could put out that Mephisto as a fan channel exclusive and there'd be nothing said. Yeah, but I think they have to stick to what they promised with the HasLab, that they were not going to release those figures, because they're already starting to run in this thing where they're having us buy full sets to get a Build-A-Figure, then they release later as a deluxe figure. And I don't think that's necessarily fair, but it's everybody who invested in getting figures they didn't want just to build that Build-A-Figure, and then to release it later as a 2-pack or a deluxe figure. So I think they would really set a lot of people off if you started seeing like a Nebula or a Bastion come in as solo releases. Because like, wait, I got that as part of a tier for the HasLab. That's not cool. I wanted the exclusive nature because I backed this HasLab. So I don't think they'll do that. Glenn Jackson, classic Cyclops and Banshee. Yeah, absolutely. That's me ringing a bell for a classic Banshee in his green and yellow attire. Jay Woods, isn't this the year the X-Men 60th wave? Or isn't this the year the X-Men 60th as well? Yes. Why no 60th wave like the Avengers? I don't know. I don't know what they're doing with that, why they've decided it's all about the Avengers. Maybe it's just June and we're going to see a slew of X-Men reveals come San Diego Comic-Con. But there's a lot more X-Men figures that they should be doing to celebrate their anniversary, and not the least of which is a 5-pack or 2-packs and a deluxe Angel standalone of them in their original outfits. Randall says a Hank Pym yellow jacket would be great. I wonder if they will do the new Jean Grey bodysuit. Probably. I think there's a lot of people upset with the Jean Grey they released for the House of M wave, so maybe a make good Jean Grey would do a lot. Kidra 1998. People are saying that Secret Invasion is boring and it's not for kids. It's not for kids. Always go open-minded for every upcoming Marvel movie and show. I really love Secret Invasion. I was able to see the first 2 episodes, and I think they're really, really great. And I think if you like Marvel, you like Winter Soldier in particular, you're really going to love the show. Iron Matrix, Marvel Knights Wave, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Misty Knight, Blade, Lady Bullseye. What Build-A-Figure would you do? Oh, man. Let's see. You know what I would do? I would put Dan Ketch as another figure in that wave, and I would make his motorcycle to build a vehicle. That's what I would do, because they can't do a Ghost Rider and bike as a full figure set anymore. But maybe that's how they could do it, and that would make it worthwhile for my Build-A-Figure collection. Kwame and Taylor, what's going on? Buying 5 Wolverines for Sabretooth, Lilandra, Wolfsbane, Psylocke, and Angel. I have to wait for the sale. Angel's standalone. He's a deluxe. Wolfsbane is also a deluxe. So the only ones tied to 2 packs with Wolverine are Joe Fixit, Sabretooth, Lilandra, and Psylocke. Ocean Views 888. I would love it, Edwin Jarvis. Yeah, he's my sneaky suspicion that they could put in as a HasLab feature with this Giant Man set that's coming, where people would be, oh man, I wanted him, but I'm not going to buy this HasLab just for Jarvis. But I think he's a perfect addition for that. And, people wouldn't feel too bad, especially if they back it. Tom Finn, thank you so much. Forgot we can do this on live chats. Have a happy meal on me. Should get a Patreon account. I was just talking to my brother about that. I'm going to do that very soon. So stay tuned. I'll post some information on that very, very soon. Ooh, Ocean Views 888 says 3-pack Kang with Scarlet Centurion and Immortus. That would be really fun. I would totally be up for that one. And Glenn Miller says the Jack Kirby version of the Eternals. Good point. Let's keep it rolling here. I forgot. We need to talk about some more figures coming. All right. No, this is all, of course, on that leak list. It's not confirmed, so we can't say for sure. But Wolfsbane is coming, so we're actually finally going to complete X Factor. Hopefully in this exact look with her, with the leotard look here, fully wolfed out mode, and so she can complete the team with Polaris, Strong Guy, Quicksilver, Jamie Madrox, the Multiple Man, and Havoc. Really want to see her coming aboard and finishing off this squad. I've only got 2 Multiple Men, so I could actually do this look for the team. I still need to track down some more, but yeah, I really hope we can get this team completed. Next up, Icarus from the Eternals, comic book look. We've got Cersei, so it'll be really good to actually have another member of the Eternals, but I'm a little worried we're not going to see this team completed either. But I love Icarus's outfit, and I think he would make for really good entry into the wide mainstream of the Eternals. Of course, that Cersei we have is with the Black Knight, and she's in her total Avengers look. So maybe this will prompt Hasbro to go, all right, let's circle back. Let's do Cersei in her green and black attire now. And then maybe move Star Fox a little bit higher up on the list so we can have at least 3 Eternals hanging out together. Good Miller, how about a Jack Kirby? I feel like there's absolutely no way we could have a Stan Lee figure and not get a Jack Kirby. I wouldn't mind a Steve Ditko figure too. I mean, maybe a 2-pack of Kirby and Ditko. I mean, there's so many great legends. John Romita. I think that would be really cool. And if, it's a problem selling them, then do a Jack Kirby themed Captain America, or let's see, for John Romita Spider-Man or Mary Jane. That way you could pair them up with characters they're most famous for. Steve Ditko with Doctor Strange. I think those 2 packs would work if there's some issue with getting them sold on their own. Stingray would be fire. He'd be wet. But no, I would love a Stingray figure. Hopefully they can figure out his cape deal so it's not so janky. But yeah, he would be a really, really great figure. Damien, how are you? Hello. I love to see Hasbro give us villains for Luke Cage, Daredevil, Iron Fist. They need their villains like Owl, Steel Serpent, Shakala, and the Golden Dragons, Brother Grimm, and so much more. Yeah, I feel like once they introduce a character into the line, especially a hero, we at least need 2 or 3 of their main villains. Spider-Man has been covered like 12 times over. The X-Men, we got Wolverine, got Sabretooth. Cap's got all of his main villains. Ditto for Iron Man. Thor is not quite the same level, but he's got enough of a rogue gallery that got some of his villains. Got the Fantastic Four covered. Cap covered. Here's some other ones. I said Fantastic Four already. I mean, there are a lot of characters that still need more of their main villains. And yeah, you just mentioned some for sure. Daniel says, who would you pick for the Marvel Infinity Saga wave? Oh, let's see, Infinity Saga. Let's see. I would go with who's left. Who haven't they made a figure for? I don't know. I feel like they've covered so many of these guys. Let me think here. Marvel Infinity Saga wave. A better Nick Fury. He's one. Yeah, there's still figures we haven't gotten. Maybe Whiplash without his. Yeah, maybe Whiplash with his armored Ironmonger outfit. I think we've gotten that one. Let's see. A better. Do we have Malekith? I don't think we've seen him in figure form. Got Scourge already. Got Hella. A. I don't know. I got to think about that. That's what's kind of coming to my mind right now. So I may have to think about that some more and come up with some more answers. 80s kids from the 90s. Jack Kirby, Captain America would be great. His son would think so too. Kendrick. And they're wearing comic book accurate costumes. So that was definitely a good thing. Yes, you're talking about the ending to the X-Men Apocalypse. Eric and Charles are Friendigans and Beast and Magneto are training the next generation of X-Men. I wish the next films were better because they got worse as time went along. Ocean V's 888. Wizard and Justin Hammer would be dope. Justin Hammer would be fun. And he's another quick and easy suit mold guy. Maybe give him a little ascot to mix it up a bit. But he'd be great. And Wizard absolutely needs a figure real soon. Zach Hillhouse. What's going on? Need an armored Psylocke. Yes. Is the 20th Legends cap still available for purchase or is it sold out? It is so sold out, 80s kid. I don't even know where you track them down at this point. Ocean View's new Iron Lad. Yep. What makes it not for kids? It's just a more serious subject matter, and it's not the kind of excitement that maybe kids have expected from the Marvel movies. And I think the slower pace works in terms of setting up the paranoia, the mistrust, and all that stuff. But I don't think kids would sit there and be like, oh, okay, what's going on? I think their patience would wear out a little bit more than that. Maximum Max. Really hope the Marvel Legends Angel's real. Me too. There's him and another one that I haven't gotten to that I'm really hoping if no one else is true, I hope these two are true. Lefty Two Lines BK, greetings and wishing you a good Juneteenth. I hope yours has been outstanding, my man. Started my Marvel Legends journey by pairing up figures with my Marvel trading cards in 92. Huge mistake. So many getting, so many missing. Yeah, it's like those rabbit holes where you start, well, let's see if I can complete it from this way. And it's like, wow, you guys have so much more work to do. Maybe Ryan should be watching so he can get some more lists for people who collect those trading cards and need to complete them with figures too. Ooh, Morgan Le Fay would be cool. She would be a really fun character. Damien. Also, Marvel Legends villains for Thor, like comic book style Curse. Yes, he'd be really fun. Mangog, an updated Wrecking Crew. Absolutely. We need all of them. Baron Mordo, another one for sure. G. Brew, Grant Morrison era new X-Men, the whole team, especially Cyclops and Cassandra Nova. Captain Kate Pride, Captain Britain, Betsy Braddock. Really, a Doctor Strange wave. Yep. Robert's Infinite Realm says, I thought Hasbro said the retro wave, the 2-3 pack blob, rogue, etc. was the 60th for X-Men. I really hope not. They need more figures, and I feel like they didn't really touch on so many different eras compared to what they've done already with the Avengers. We've gotten pre-Avengers like Iron Man. We've got Thor, Galactic Storm Edition. We've got classic Hawkeye, pick an era where he fits in. We've got Black Knight and Cersei from the 90s era. I mean, there's so much, a huge spectrum of the Avengers history that's been captured so far in this Beyond Earth's Mightiest theme, where the X-Men are really in a specific niche where it's, hey, here's Outback era, and here you go. And I feel like there's so much more to celebrate with the X-Men than just those. Like the brown and yellow Beast, red and yellow Jean Grey would help. Here's some more members of X Factor. Maybe the Neil Adams X-Men suits. That would be great. And a better version of the Jean Grey Marvel girl that they released. I mean, that could help a lot. Damien, Marvel Legends Michael Korvac. Because I'm kind of getting a little bit closer to getting my Korvac saga complete. So, yeah, get him in his tennis attire. That'd be fun. Love to see that. Frustrated Fan Sports Show. My man, thank you so much. Bro, you make collecting convo fun and easy. Thanks. Thank you for watching. Again, I tell you guys all the time, these lives, these chats are nothing without you all contributing so much to it. Ocean Views. I don't understand why they just don't finish teams instead of starting new ones. I really wish I knew because I feel like even if you just focused on a team, like you said, all right, we're gonna get these 6 teams done within 3 years. So if they just kind of knocked them out, did more. The Thunderbolts have gone on for a long time without getting new members. Alpha Flight, same thing. We're finally gonna get X Factor completed. X Force has gone on for a little while without getting new members. I just feel like if they were like, all right, this version of X Force is now done. Are there any more teams of X Force to do? Oh, yes, of course. There's so many more. So I don't get it. I feel like they think that maybe they keep us stringing along, that we'll still be invested in the line. But I still got 50, 60 Marvel Legend characters easily that I could come up with that I still want in figure form. And I'm not leaving anytime soon. Tom Finn 2018 Comic Eternals would have to sell better than the MCU Wave did. I don't think there's any question that they would sell better. I went to Ollie's the other day and so many Eternal figures. Some were $7.99, some were $9.99. But if you wanted the full wave of Eternals, go to Ollie's. You're not going to find a situation where it's like, oh no, they don't have these figures. They had the Walmart exclusive one, the Salma Hayek character. I don't remember her name now, but they had her. So no problem. You get the whole set there right away. Afton Child. Really like a Marvel Legend Union Jack. He was like a military armor suit. I don't know what comic run that was. I only remember he was fighting the Avengers with his team. Union Jack has had a Marvel Legends figure. And it's not a bad one. He's probably one that they could do with a new buck now. Maybe even that Spider-Man UK, because he used the old Bucky cap mold, and that's kind of dated at this point. But this figure wasn't bad, and I thought they really did a great job with the paint job with his Union Jack, because it is pretty clean and pretty crisp for those color schemes. But here you go. Here's my Invaders, such as they are. This is the movie version of Human Torch, Fantastic Four 2, and he kind of fits in well as a stand-in. There's Captain America, the Alex Ross edition, then there's Namor. So here you go. This is kind of what your Invaders team would sort of look like, based off of what we got right now from. So there's an idea, something you could do with those guys. 80s Kid, I'm hoping they release a Ditko Spider-Man. I think that'd be fun. Robert's Infinite Realms. No offense to those that want it, but I pass on Comic Eternals. There are plenty of comic figures I'm like not interested in. And that's typically seeming to be more of these modern comic book characters or versions of comic book characters that I like. So I'm not taking offense. I'm happy to get these Eternals. I think they'd be kind of fun and cool. But yeah, I'm with you. There's some that I'm like, yeah, no chance. And hopefully everybody that wants them is happy with the figures that come through. Jamelin, I'd honestly love a Kirby with a little drawing table set up. That would be fun. I don't see Hasbro doing that at all, though. I mean, maybe they gave us a Jack Kirby, they gave him a crown accessory and a pencil. That would be really fun. And then we could just find a desk from wherever and just have him sitting next to it and then stand looking over his shoulder, kind of talking about some ideas. I think that'd be a really cool setup. Ocean Views, Horsemen of Apocalypse, the ones from X Factor, because I really want those guys. Newbie Comics, what's going on? What's happening, comic people? What is going on? 80s Kids from the 90s. I need an Iron Patriot, Goblin King, and Superior Spider-Man. Yeah. Jamelin, Stingray. Yes, I've been waiting him for a while. Not the greatest character, but I always thought he was awesome as a kid. I still love his design. Yeah, I'm trying to remember if there is a classic Stingray story or if it's just him looking cool hanging with the Avengers. I kind of feel like it's the latter. Ocean Views. I would love an MCU Whiplash. I thought they didn't make him, so yeah, thank you. Newbie Comics, first time catching the show. Hopefully it won't be the last time. Welcome aboard and hope you have fun hanging out with us tonight. James Green. Yes, I'm on there too. Let me get to it soon. Oh, I found what the run was called the New Invaders. I'd like to see a figure that suit of Union Jack. Maybe it could be a 2-pack without one female with the, I think her name is Spitfire, if I'm remembering correctly. Damian Ristori, MCU Whiplash and Batroc. Yeah, he would be really fun to do. Kwame, Frustrated Fan Sports Show. That is a problem with the animated series X-Men line. Every X-Men character they had in the show, there's a better comic version. So true. Kedrid, Marvel has a lot of classic stories like Secret Wars, the Infinity and Gauntlet, the Infinity Gauntlet, Civil War, and the Secret Invasion good. But they had a bad one. They have had bad ones like the Clone Saga One More Day. I don't know what you're talking about with One More Day. I don't act like that happens, but gosh, that was a terrible idea, and I don't know why they decided to do it. But yeah, I think Clone Saga wasn't terrible. I think it's kind of fun '90s story. Definitely not something that holds up if you weren't around during that time frame and now read it. But I think if you were around during that point, it's kind of wild and like, what are y'all doing? There's a little charm to it from that end. Tom Finn, I want a Clea too. I mean, she showed up in the MCU. Where's her figure? Mikey Rowe, what's going on? I can't wait till Marvel Legends releases more Generation X team members. I want to see Sync made next. Who do you want to see made from the Gen X team? Sync, yeah. And Jubilee, I think, yeah, we got to have her. And Emma Frost and her Gen X look, because we've gotten pretty much most of her looks, so that'd be fun to get that one knocked out too. Glenn Miller, would Slapstick make a cool Marvel Legend? Sure, why not? I mean, that's the fun of Marvel Legends. We can get everybody. Didn't they do a Slapstick though with the I guess they gave him, no, I think that was Madcap, not Slapstick. I was thinking the wrong character. Kidder, I think Beta Ray Bill might take over his Thor because one, Chris Hemsworth wants to leave because he has early stages of dementia. I don't know if he's going to do that. I mean, if you watch Extraction 2, I'm on board for anything else that Chris Hemsworth wants to do. So, yeah. Neil Adams did the X-Men. Yes, he did 80s kids from the 90s. Let me pull up real fast. Really, really strong. I mean, it's Neil Adams, so me saying it was really good and great. I mean, it's kind of like a, yeah, obviously, but his versions of the X-Men were great and so good, as you would probably expect for Neil Adams doing anything. I mean, they look great because he's really awesome at the whole drawing comic book characters thing. But here's what they look like. This is his version of the X-Men. So he's the one that gave them these individual looks, because until he came on the title, they all had those classic blue and yellows, but these are the original Neil Adams designs for the X-Men. So as you can see, some of them have really kept those looks over the years. Havoc, Polaris, of course. Cyclops really kept this look with only slight tweaks to the visor. Jean Grey kept this look. She rocked in the House of X. And Beast, this is basically what he rocked for his X Factor look as well. So those looks held through for a long time. G Brew, with the few X-Men figures they rolled out of the whole 60th anniversary collection. Yeah, I'm not happy about that either. Tom Finn, 2018, definitely Huss for me from Gen X. She would be really great too. I feel like because their looks aren't so crazy and so diverse from each other, they could do what they did with the Danny Moonstar figure and just put different parts. So we have basically an army builder with different heads, different elements to the different characters. I think that would work really well in giving us a complete, quickly done version of Gen X. Glenn Jackson, is Midnight a Moon Knight or Daredevil villain? I want to say both, but you know how some writers come on and I'll throw them in this comment. I think that's the case. Grave-O-Matic, I wish we would get a decent Colossus for once. Do you not like the one in that 2-pack with Juggernaut? I really like that figure. I thought he had pretty good articulation for his size, but yeah, let me know if what you didn't like about that figure. And Tom Finn's with me. 80s kid, yep. Roy Thomas, Neil Adams, check. Yeah. Check it out if you have a Marvel Unlimited subscription. 80s kids from the 90s. Are there any classified figures at Ollie's? Yes, you asked Lady J. She's the only one for sure I know. Damien, X-Men 2099, bring out Brimstone Love. Imagine an updated version of him and Metalhead. Those would be really fun figures to see in full-time Marvel Legends scale. Randall, Simonson, Hella, Seth from the DeFalco Friends run. Lear the Celtic God introducing Thor Blood Axe for Thunderstrike. I love Thor. Those would be really fun figures. Is Alex Ross Captain America run any good? Should I pass here or nay? Don't know about that. Ocean Views 888. Like they give us a new cap, but give us Diamondback too. Even if you're going to start a new team with a cap, I feel like we would still buy it. Yep. Yes, sir. Newbie comments, Andre, what's going on? This is for sure is the funnest show to watch. Always positive energy here. Thank you. We're going to keep that rolling too, so no worries on that end. Grave-O-Matic, I feel like we're always getting cheated out on a good Colossus figure. It's my favorite X-Men, and it seems like we haven't gotten a good one. Yeah, I still want the power down version. I feel like that's missing, and then we need the Outback version without the top, so you can just roll around like he's coming in to fight Hogan or The Rock or Sting or whatever. hey, I want those versions, but I kind of like the one we have. 2 was my classic, all new, all different X-Men team. Randall going with a perfect world scenario, a Justice League Avengers wave. I know it'll never happen. Plus, Emma Frost, Tony Stark wedding set since it was announced they're getting married. Andre says, I wish Marvel Legends went beyond the PG-3 ratings and their figure designs. Like, at least do a fan vote 2 times a year and make them super edgy. Yeah. Or just make them Pulse exclusives. That's what it's there for. I have no idea why they gave us a 3-pack Daredevil and gave us that weak Bullseye. You could have given us Lady Bullseye. Yeah. I was not really happy with that version of Bullseye. Andre, give me that Tom McFarlane, Mary Jane, and Black Cat. Yeah, that was he did really great jobs of those 2 designs of those characters. Ocean Views 888. Did people really buy the Elvis MODOK? I don't know if anybody who has. I don't remember seeing a lot of reviews for those. G Brew would love an Inferno Goblin Queen with Nasher, Sim, and other Limbo demons. I would love that too. That is like my era of X-Men. I mean, I went back and started reading the old Claremont, Byrne, Cockrum era, but this is when I really got into X-Men. I started basically a few issues right before Mutant Massacre, so I was like, whoa, this is crazy. I was reading G.I. Joe, and Larry Hama was killing off characters, but not to the extent that I saw Mutant Massacre. And then Inferno was just as good. And with so many fun crossovers, I love that whole, all right, I got to read X Factor. I got to read X-Force. Really great time collecting X-Men. Do I know when Walmart Collector Con is? It's the same time as San Diego Comic Con. So, they're expecting you to go to the stores instead of paying attention to all the news from Comic Con. Grandma-matic, that's exactly what I was thinking of, a powered down version. Yeah, because back in the day, he was switching back and forth all the time. And I love that he had primary colors really channeling Superman with the red, yellow, and blue look. And I love to see that in figure form. I think too often they go, Colossus is done. We got him in his armored form. But I really, really want to see him powered down too. Andre says, I did not buy the Elvis MODOK. It looked fun, but I passed on him. Yeah, it was a weird choice just to do something different. I get what they were trying, but I have a huge lot of interest in that version of that figure. There's still more names left on this list. Let's jump into it here because I don't want you all to not know everything that's coming. Now, another figure that's rumored on this list, Kazar. And Kazar had a figure a while ago packed with his lion, saber-tooth tiger, but it wasn't quite up to the standards of today. And this figure would look really good. And I use this image because the X-Men run is one of my all-time favorites from basically when the new team is formed all the way up through Days of Future Past. Such a great run. And this is during their travels when they're trying to get back home to the mansion. They're separated from Beast and Jean Grey Phoenix, who think the rest of the team are dead. Professor X thinks they're dead, so he goes off with Elandra while the team is trying to get back home. And they're going to deal with Sauron, deal with another guy in Savage Land. They're going to contend with Alpha Flight. And then just when they start to relax, hey, it's time for you guys to fight the Hellfire Club. Wild time. But Kazar is a really great character, and I can't wait to see what they do with him in figure form. Next up is Heroes Reborn Iron Man. Now we've seen the Heroes Return Iron Man. I like the order because I like that armor a lot better. But this was a really cool, really different suit for Iron Man. That faceplate is very unique and just something that's totally different than what we've seen so far from Iron Man armors. And Hasbro's already done this version already, but it's kind of underwhelming. This is way back in the day, Walmart exclusive, Build-A-Figure wave of Ares, and they do a lot better. No ball-jointed hips anymore, but I think they would really knock this out, probably paint it a better shade of gold too, and I think that would look really great. And then the one that I am desperately hoping is true on this list, my guy, Count Nefaria. I have been demanding, clamoring for him for so long. He's now on this rumored list that's going to come from Displaying Model Behavior. This figure I want so badly, and especially with the cape flowing like Shazam a little bit, the collar off to the side. Yeah. And then fighting Thor, fighting the whole team. That's absolutely essential and necessary for me. So for sure, I need this Count Nefaria, and hopefully we'll get that figure post-haste. Jay Woods, Kazar. Oh, yeah, baby. Yeah. Kendrick, what's the name of the G.I. Joe IDW comic book continuity that ends at 300 and started in 2019 or 2018? And the first story was called Silent Option that Larry Hama did. Larry Hama's run of IDW books continued basically from when he stopped working at Marvel. I mean, it took a little while, and Image had a run. Devil's Due had the license for a bit, but when IDW came, he just carried on his entire run of G.I. Joe, and he did it for a few years. Give me a second; I have to try to track that down. Andre, does anybody know anything about the Walmart Craven Marvel Legends coming out in July? He's still slated for July release. Dan on the Marvel Legends marketing team posted the picture of that Craven, so I'm going to assume he does still come through. I'm trying to see if I can find that quick answer for you. All right, let's see. Man, sometimes it's just not easy to find this stuff, is it? Okay, so to answer your question about the Larry Hama run, it started with G.I. Joe issue 155. That began May 2010. And so that run continued until November 2022. So it was a really, really long run of Larry Hama doing that G.I. Joe run for IDW. Randall, if you want a cheap Kazar, get the Savage E-Man. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of mine. I only got that because of Orko, so I really need it to be cheap. Ocean Views 888. If they don't give us more Savage Land characters, it's just kind of meh. I want a Carl Lycos. I want a Shanna. I mean, that'd be really fun to have them thrown in there as well. I'm looking forward to getting Kazar in the future. Yeah, he'd be really fun to add in there. G Brew, Days of Futures Past. Hands down, my favorite X-Men story. Give me some of those future X-Men like a smoking Wolverine skull. That's something they should have included that symbol. With love, Madam Mask. Yes, I'm with you. Roberts, Nefarious, top of my biplane list, and I'm happy of his shirt. Yep. Afton Child, I would love to see a Marvel Legend Shadow Knight, Moon Knight's brother, Randall. Yeah. Give us Count Nefarious and Madam Mask, not just the Count. Those would be really fun. I want those for sure. Danny Ruiz, hey man, before I go, just want to let you know that you and the Fush are my favorite action figure channels. Thank you. I contribute to the Fush, do those wrestling figure reviews. It's been a while since I've done them, but I'm a proud and happy member of the Fush community. On there, I'm JKL MD Refugee, in case you ever stumble across any of my posts. Kelly Cox, hey Jeff, imagine a fairy with soft goods cape. That would be cool. I wouldn't mind if they give us the one kind of like the Thor one where it's movable enough that he can punch and do all his good stuff, throttle a couple Avengers, but Nefair is going to be absolutely in my top 5 if he comes out this year or next year, but I can't wait to actually have him in the center of my villain shelf. Uncarded Reviews. Look at all these rumors. Yeah, that was literally the song I had stuck in my head as I came up with that title and could not get rid of it. But yeah, I'm glad somebody else picked that up too. Ocean Views 888, Mole Man, and F Fantastic Four villains. For sure. There's so many more Fantastic Four villains we need. Jay Woods, I hope Nefarious comes out in 2023. He is an Avengers and X-Men villain. Yes, exactly. I mean, he killed Thunderbird, so we got to have him in there. All right, so let's see. Let's keep this thing rolling with the other reveals. So we're getting a 3-pack. And this one's a pretty interesting one because we're getting Nick Fury, Dum Dum Dugan, and Sharon Carter. And there's going to be an alternate head sculpt with Nick Fury Jr. I still am trying to wrap my head around how Nick Fury Jr. looks like Samuel L. Jackson, but whatever. I'm not sure what they're going to do. I think with this Commander Rogers that we've got coming out, you got a head all set for Nick Fury Jr., and that would work just as well and really easy. So there's an option there. Maybe they're just going to reuse the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. 2-pack mold for Nick Fury, but hopefully they do a bigger mold for Dum Dum Dugan because he needs to be a little bit bigger and actually have a head sculpt that's not super tiny and small like that original one that we got from them. But yeah, Dum Dum would be fun. You see, he's got a little stomach, so we need a little girth to him. Maybe that's where they reuse the Dr. Octopus mold. Wow, that sounds really weird saying that all those times. It's still not Doc Ock mold. There we go. Glenn says Doctor Strange, Baron Mordo, Nightmare, Nicholas Scratch, Clea, Morgan Le Fay, Belasco with the Chitham Build-A-Figure for Doctor Strange. Wait, I'm with you. And 80s Kid is as well. Steve Nara, Jeff, what up, man? Skybound Comics just got the rights to Joe's comic. Oh, you better believe I know that. I have been anxiously awaiting ever since that cliffhanger with issue 300. Like, no, where's the rest of it? So Larry Hama will be continuing his run, picking up where IDW left off. Yes, and I cannot wait. Jamlin Parks actually sang the songs I clipped on your thumbnail. See, I'm so glad I wasn't the only one because I was like, let's see if anybody else gets this and also gets this stuck in the head. Afton Child would really love to see Moon Knight's arch enemy, Anton Mogart, in Marvel Legends. Okay. I need to look up Anton too. All we need now is Abigail Brand. I would assume we're going to get her. I'm surprised they haven't done her yet, actually, now that you mention it. All right, so in addition to that 3-pack, what's left? We're getting another version, probably on that Renew Your Vows body of Scarlet Spider. So for all you who missed out earlier, there you go. Then Jack-O-Lantern, another classic Spider-Man villain, hopefully who can stand on his base this time. See, he's fighting Captain America here. So he's not just a Spider-Man villain, but Jack-O-Lantern would make for a really cool figure. I have that old one, and he needs an update for sure. And that's him there. So, and then there are a few more that I just did not have time to get the pictures for because time elapsed and ran out on me. We're going to get a Marvel MCU wave based on Captain America, Brand New World. It's going to have Captain America. He's going to be a deluxe with wings, of course. And then Beyond the Spider-Verse wave, Thunderbolts. The only figures mentioned so far are Red Hulk and the Leader, and a Deadpool 3 wave. So still more figures coming for Marvel Legends. And these are rumored for 2024, but as we've seen several times, some of those figures that come out November, December, probably right after the Hasbro Pulse Black Friday sale, but lots of figures to look forward to on that front. G. Bruce says, Belasco, best come with the traumatized Yana Rasputin. Ocean Views 888. I would not be surprised if they use Judge Orocondo face for Dum Dum and just say, bump it. Yeah, maybe so. That is a pretty good head sculpt for Orocondo. 80s kid from the 90s. Yes, yeah. All right, so now there are a few Marvel counterparts. The DC Multiverse. And this is not just a rumored leak list. Dragon's Chest actually has some listings of upcoming DC Multiverse figures, some of which I am so very excited about. And I got you, 80s kids. We're talking about it right this moment. So first up on this list, Firestorm, based off of his look from Crisis on Infinite Earths. And that is outstanding. Can't get better than George Perez art on anything. And this Firestorm looks hot. And yeah, hopefully we'll get Psycho Pirate, get Killer Frost in there too. I mean, I love that whole dynamic early on where he made Psycho Pirate, made Killer Frost, his hated arch enemy, fall in love with him. And I thought that was kind of what they were going with when they did it in the Flash. Had Caitlin be Killer Frost, had Ronnie as Firestorm, kind of a play on the comic books back when it cared on the Flash TV show. But Firestorm is going to be a really great figure based off what they've been doing with Multiverse, and he should look really great. Also coming, Hawkman, not the version I wanted, not the version I needed. Let's see here, because I realized you guys weren't seeing all the cool George Perez art that I was talking about. There's Firestorm, Killer Frost, Psycho Pirate, Harbinger, just really good stuff. Now, Hawkman. And this is from 0 Hour, so it's not the Hawkman that I was hoping we'd see. This is more of the 90s version of Hawkman as they try again to make him edgy and cool for all the kids who won't read him. I don't mind this look so much, but again, it's not classic one. Maybe what I'll do is call him the first entry into the modern JSA look. He got a little ponytail, so that's not terrible. Here he is hanging out with Green Arrow, his arch enemy. That black looks kind of dull for Hawkman, though. I'm not the biggest fan of that look. Next up, Sinestro Core Sinestro. I don't know why it's taking this long, but we're finally going to get him. Green Lantern's arch enemy, and can't wait to see what he looks like. There's Cyborg Superman hanging out in the back. We've got a Cyborg Superman coming, so maybe we'll get a gold label version of him with his Sinestro Core outfit look. So that's an option as well. Also coming, Green Lantern. They said he's coming from Acts of Vengeance, but I don't think his Acts of Vengeance look is any different from his other one. And besides, we've already seen that Def Lantern version, which is basically the same figure with just a few additions to make him look evil and sinister. So I think that's an easy one to do, predict as well. Then we've got The Abyss from Batman, the Joshua Williamson really quick blink and you missed it run, which also included Batman Incorporated. I'm a little bit surprised that McFarlane Toys hasn't dabbled into the Batman Inc. characters. They have really fun designs. So this is The Abyss, and Abyss was a really cool villain for the moment he was in there fighting against Batman and Batman Inc. So I'd love to see that figure. We're also getting a Mega Fig 2-pack, Superman versus Doomsday. So I'm curious if we're going to have this shredded up shredded up outfit look for Superman and hulking massive Doomsday. Doomsday is kind of overdue. I assume they're going to use a lot of those points from the 2-pack Blackest or Death Metal version of Doomsday to get him in figure form. But yeah, there's a 2-pack. And then another one is Batman Beyond and Justice Lord Superman. I think this is more from the time when we had that Justice League Beyond universe comic book style where Batman Beyond was part of the Justice League and they had Green Lantern, had Superman, old school version with the black and white outfit. I'd love to see that in a 2-pack. I think that'd be really cool too. And then Wave Rider is getting a figure. He's also from Zero Hour. He's a character I wasn't really clamoring for, but I understand that they're going to do 0 Hour Hawkman. Why they would include him. But it's kind of an interesting look, and we'll see what that figure looks like. And then Midnighter is also rumored. Midnighter is a really cool character. I can't wait to see what they do with him. I'm sure they're just going to use a bunch of the parts they've used from different versions of Batman. I think it'll be really easy to do. So we'll see how that turns out. Doc Avenger, what's up? Can't wait for Count Nefera. Now we need Gravitron. Absolutely. See you, Robert. Thanks for hanging out with us. Ocean Views, at least Todd cut down on the Batmans. Yes, that's a very good thing. Oh, yeah, you're with us. Afton Child really would like McFarlane and Justice Deadshot. That's something that would be fun to see. Doc Avenger, I need Mezco to do a Hawkgirl and a Martian Manhunter to finish off my Mezco Justice League. Have they done Hawkman? I didn't realize they'd done him. I would love to see him in figure form for Mezco. I don't know how I missed that. Dark Knight 297. What's good, Jeff? Doing good. How about you? I saw my classic Firestorms, both Ronnie and Jason from the DCC line. Love them. Those are really great figures. I should take a look back through my DC Classics line and just break those down. Ojamis, did I buy Mezco Bishop? No, but he looks like a really great figure. I don't think he's sold out, so maybe I can still check him out. G-Brew, we need new gods. Yes, Comic Darkseid, Mr. Miracle, Big Barda. And McFarlane would do a beastful version of Big Barda. He'd make her tall and actually towering over people like she is in the comic book. That 2-pack is going to fly off the shelves, in my opinion. Yeah, because it's going to be a really great looking Superman. Beat up, a little bloody maybe, and Doomsday just super massive. And I kind of was like, oh, that Doomsday Superman 2-pack that we have on shelves with the Batman Doomsday, it's kind of cool, but this is the one I was looking forward to. So I can't wait to see what they do with that. All right, well, guys, that's it for this one. Ski Raider, what's going on? Replay crew in the house a little early with us. But that's it for me on this one. Just want to break down those rumors, all these rumors. Which ones are you looking forward to getting? Hopefully the most from Marvel Legends, and the DC Multiverse ones look like they're locked. It's just a matter of when we see them. Maybe tomorrow, the way McFarlane drops all their stuff on Instagram and just like, bam, here you go. I'll be back probably tomorrow breaking down all those really cool leak reveals from G.I. Joe Classified series for Yojo June. And then, of course, Wednesday, I'll be talking about the pre-orders and breaking them down. And then Thursday, we'll be back here again for another live talking about all the reveals from G.I. Joe, Marvel Legends, DC Multiverse, and everything in between. I'm getting my Power Town wrestling figures, so I hope to do a video reveal of them as well. But thank you as always, guys. I appreciate you for rolling with me. I'll be back here later on the week, so stay tuned to the channel. I'll have notifications up when I post a new episode. So as always, thank you for watching. This episode of Lyle's Figure Files has been filed.